couple days ago, there was some footage taken of myself during a birthday party that was for me at my house while I was surrounded by my good friends and my girlfriend. I'm going to show you that in a minute, but when I had that footage sent to me and I watched it back yesterday, I noticed something that I did. And when I saw what I did, it really, I don't know the right word for it. It's something that I thought I didn't do anymore, something I thought I left behind in prison, but, you know, I am pretty transparent with you always. I like to be pretty open, so I just want to talk about this for a little bit. I'm going to show you the clip first, and then I'm going to point out what exactly it is that I did and that I saw, and after that I'm going to tell you a little story about how that started while I was in prison, and why I did it, and just the progression of that up until now, which clearly I still have trouble stopping to this day. So here's the clip. And real quick, for some context, what's happening is, of course, my friends are singing happy birthday to me, and during the middle of this, I shout out an inside joke that you probably won't get. It's just for my friends, and that's not the focus of what I'm talking about. But when I shout out this inside joke, pay attention to my right side hand that is down by my waist when I do it.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
What do you guys got to say?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
He's free.
Happy birthday, dear jumpsuit. Birthday to you.
So what the heck was that, and why do I do it? I'm going to go ahead and tell you now. And it starts back when I first went to the county jail for the charges that would ultimately lead to me receiving 10 years in state prison. And it's funny because making this video, I always kind of bounce my ideas for videos off my girlfriend, and I was just telling her what this one's going to be about, and I showed her that same clip, and she said, yeah, you actually do that all the time. And I didn't even know it. So apparently I do it a lot more often than I think, and it's just happened to be this time I saw it on video and actually realized that I still do this. So what is it? Why do I do it? Well, it all started in the county jail. Well, it's hard to say exactly how far into my overall incarceration I was when it started, because again, this was pretty much a decade ago, but I feel safe to say it was at least a year or so into me being in the county jail, awaiting my court date for my armed robbery charges. And I believe it was probably, of course, along with all the other ways that incarceration period psychologically and mentally affects you. Probably what put it over the top was meeting with my public defender, because I couldn't afford a lawyer, and finding out from them at this point that pretty much, hey, listen, buddy, there's no way around it. It's inevitable. You're pretty much going to do no less than 10 years. Okay, so you're probably not going to get out of here for the next 10 years. And of course, that affected me. So was finding a way to deal with that and cope with that. There's a lot of stress coming down on me from that. And I just picked up a habit one day. I don't really remember why or how exactly it started, but it all started with a medicine cup. Yeah, one of the little medicine cups. They're in there from, they put the pills for the inmates who have to go to medical. Usually the nurse will come into the cell block and, call each inmate who's on the list by name and give them their pills and their medicine cup. And, a medicine cup is harmless, so they send them off with a cup. And there's a lot of cups laying around any given day. So picked one up, and I just started doing this thing where I'd have the medicine cup, maybe even in both hands at first, and just kind of working it back and forth, like pushing my thumb through the bottom, holding the edges and just kind of turning it inside out. And then I'd flip it around and do it again. Do it right side out. Just flip it around, do it again, flip it around, do it again. And it kind of weakened the sturdiness and structure of this plastic little medicine cup, and it got to where it was a little more pliable, and I could do it with just one hand. And I would just have this cup in my hand, and I would have it down there, and I would just go about my day just kind of subconsciously turning this medicine cup inside out, flipping it around, turning it right side back, inside out, right side back, inside out. And I would just do it constantly. With my hand kind of down at my side, I'd go say, hey, what's up, man, blah, 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 talk to this guy. I'd go over here, watch a little TV. I'd go over here, sip a little coffee, get my tray, and I just have my little medicine cup. It would be count time. We got to line up by the doors, and the officers come around and count each inmate to make sure no one's escaped. I'd stand by the door and just do my little cup, just turning it inside out, right side back, inside out, right side back. And that's how it started. It just became this subconscious. I'm no psychologist, I'm no expert, but I just assume, I think we can all assume that this was just this kind of comfort action, this kind of coping comfort mechanism for me. And I would get stressed and feel this extreme anxiety, this mental anxiety, and I would just start doing it over and over and over, just as I went about my day. And it got to where people noticed, and it would make a lot of noise too, this crumpling noise every time I did it. And it was starting to drive people crazy, especially my cellmate. I'd just be in the room, no matter what I was doing, just turning this little cup inside out all the time. I always needed it. If I was getting up and they were unlocking our cells for the day for us to come out, shower, watch TV, work out on the rec yard, whatever we're going to do, I would put my shoes on, get my uniform on, get my, whatever, get my cup, get my coffee, everything I needed out of my cell, and I would get my little medicine cup, put it right there in my jumpsuit shirt pocket, because I need it. And I would just go out there and do it all the time. So it got to where everyone noticed, and it would always make this crumpling noise over and over and over. And it would drive people crazy. It was getting on people's nerves. And so I was like, and simultaneously, I'm like, it's causing me to take note of what I'm actually doing. And I'm like, this probably isn't a good thing. I don't think I want to walk around for the next 10 years constantly crumpling a medicine cup every second of the day. So I need to just put this thing down, throw it away, and stop doing it. And so I did. Unfortunately, that would not be the end of it. It wasn't so simple. I had already gotten in such a habit and just, I guess, developed this tick, and I would continue without missing a beat, cup or no cup. My fingers just kept doing the motions after that, just all day, every day, just, kept doing the motions. And if you look back at this clip, you'll actually see my fingers are kind of mimicking almost the motion of turning a cup, the medicine cup inside out, flipping it around, doing it back. Not the exact motion, because I think over the years maybe it's dampened down a bit and it's kind of suppressed a little, and now I'm not constantly doing it. It has gotten a little better, but clearly I'm still doing it much more often than I thought I was, according to my girlfriend, and I'm sure my friends have seen it too. But I wasn't aware that I even still did it, until I saw that video. And that's why when I saw it, man, it just, I don't know. I didn't like to see that. I didn't like to see that I still do that. But I wanted to talk about this because I still get a lot of comments all the time. People are like, man, I can't believe you did 10 years in prison. You seem so well put together, well spoken, so, coherent, so intelligent. Not to take away from any of that, but I do like to be honest and 100% with you. And hey, I definitely have my psychological effects, my some damages that have been done to me from prison, that I still deal with, clearly, to this day. I didn't just come out just this shining model of a reformed person who just has no, I have 100% overcome and don't have a scratch on me, physically or mentally or emotionally, from prison. I do have my issues, and just like a lot of people have issues, maybe not as much, and I'm sure a lot have much more severe than me. But there's one of mine, and I just wanted to share it. And hopefully one day I'll get over it. Hopefully one day I won't do it anymore. But yeah, just wanted to be open about that and shed a little light on just one of the many ways that prison can change you and affect you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it gave you some insight. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, because I will be back soon with another video.